Hello and welcome to Beyond the Headlines, the show where we talk about matters pertaining to a lot of different matters which you don't hear, especially in the mainstream news. And as always, joining me on Beyond the Headlines is our senior correspondent Vicky Najappa. Hello, Vicky. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Thanks, Akash. Pleasure to be here.
So, Vicky, you are in the coming few days. The most hot topic that we're going to talk about on the show are the Karnataka elections, and as you are in Bangalore and have extensively also covered Karnataka to a lot of extent. So we will be having a lot of discussion with you regarding what is the mood of the people there in Karnataka and how do the people are perceiving in terms of these elections. So first of all, the day the election commission announced that May 10th is going to be the day when the elections for the state assembly in Karnataka are going to take place, there was a huge tsunami of these opinion polls coming out. And what is very interesting and also frightening for the BJP is that after being consecutively in power for 2 years, for 2 terms, the anti-incumbency is very much high for the BJP, and this comes very close to the heel for the 2024 elections. So how do you view this? That a lot of these, opinion polls are saying that BJP is not going to have this third term. How do you view this?
Akash, one thing is if you see the way the state has voted, actually, barring in the 90s, the state has never voted a party back to power. If you see, if I see from 1999 onwards and things like that, it has either been, Congress, JDS, BJP, Congress, JDS. So I wouldn't take those opinion polls too seriously. They look like, pretty lazy opinion polls. I mean, they've just gone back to a particular voting pattern. That is one. Okay. And also, one more thing is, Akash, having covered at least, 4 elections here in Karnataka, this seems to be a very exciting battle because, all parties have their, drawbacks as well as strengths and things like that. Yes, definitely Congress is looking stronger here. That is one. But again, it's ridden by some bit of infighting. And, if that spirals out, then, it could cause some damage there. Definitely, when in terms of the BJP is concerned, yeah, they've been back and forth. I would say, the thing is, they thought that they could go without Yediyurappa, but now he's very much back in the hot seat there. It's not yet time to write off Yediyurappa will be the story for the BJP. While also heavy reliance on the Prime Minister and his campaigns here, because a lot of push has been being made also by the central BJP actually on reforms and developments, and when he speaks about double engine government, etc., that is one. So there's a lot of this. In fact, I just saw one BJP leader. He had told a particular website that they want the PM to do at least 15 to 20 rallies more. Okay, so there itself you see the kind of reliance they have on that. Opinion polls, I would say, still a very lazy opinion poll which was done. I mean, it's very easy to say that the party in power is not coming back. That has been the pattern of this.
But what, Vicky, I just want to ask you one thing. But what is most interesting is that every opinion poll that came out after the election commission announced the date is that saying that there is not going to be a majority party. So then they are saying that the possibility is that the Congress will be the largest party, but it would also not touch the halfway mark. So now that creates a lot of interesting scenarios as far as the politics is concerned for Karnataka. How do you view this? That even Congress, though BJP has a high anti-incumbency factor working against them, but even Congress is not able to touch the halfway mark. What does it say for Congress? And as you said, and I think we covered it yesterday also on our channel on Oneindia, that as soon as the first round of ticket distribution for the Congress happened, there was a huge protest by the workers in terms of how the tickets are being given to the candidates.
Akash, if you want to ask me in one sentence about the opinion polls and you say no party is coming to a majority, so which means it's back to the buses and the resorts at the end of it. Okay, like for so many years now,
We have seen this pattern over and over again, the resort and the hotels and the buses.
Correct. That's true. So I guess the resorts may be very happy if they seem that this is a hung verdict. That is one. See, hung verdict, if I mean, getting back to more serious point, the thing is what tends to happen is it all depends on how the JDS is going to perform in this old Mysore region. One thing, that is one where, there are almost 60 seats up for grabs. Okay, one. And if this party is going to, come and hit 35 to 40 seats, then it's a definite this one. All right, one. If you remember, the Home Minister, when he started the campaign here, Amit Shah, he had said that for BJP to be the single largest party, or rather to have a majority, they need to win big in the old Mysore region. So that is very important. Now, what I saw of the campaign is initially JDS was looking very bright. Today, there's been a small, shuffle here because, all three parties are going after that Vocaliga dominant votes which are there, out there. If the JDS does badly in that region, then there will not be a hung assembly. One party will clearly have a majority after.
That is, of course, very true, Vicky, what you said. But now coming to what you also pointed out previously also, that a lot of, the party workers and the leaders in BJP in Karnataka are now counting on Prime Minister Narendra Modi after, of course, there might be some, commotion in the party after these opinion polls coming in. And of course, the party also does their own surveys on the ground to analyze what is the pulse of the state. So they might have realized that they might not be getting that sort of a majority that they're thinking about, and that is why they're relying a lot on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And I think the word that a lot of the BJP leaders there in Karnataka that are using is not Modi wave, but now they're talking about the Modi tsunami coming in the state of Karnataka and sweeping the seats for them. But doesn't it undermine the role of the party workers and everybody who has worked on the ground for the BJP, that, they still have to look up to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to come to the state and then, campaign for them. And you said that, they want him to do at least 20 to 25 rallies in the state before the elections. So how do you feel that? Would it change the pulse of the people? Would it change the mindset of the people for the Prime Minister to come in and campaign for the party in the state?
It would, at least at the organizational level, if you look at it, at least to the people I've been speaking about, they say that, every time he holds a rally or a roadshow and things like that, they get very enthusiastic. So, if the ground level worker gets enthusiastic and then he goes and starts making the push, ultimately that's where the difference will happen. And that is where the Prime Minister is making a difference. That is one. But if I were to compare, the way Karnataka has voted in the Lok Sabha elections in 2019 and as well as 2014, and then if I compare it to the assembly elections, it's been a little different. That is one thing. Again, let me go back. See, I'm not talking much about the North Karnataka region because that is anyway a BJP stronghold. Since we are on the subject of BJP, I'll go back to the old Mysore region also. The thing is, BJP holds 26 of the 28 Lok Sabha seats here. Okay, one. Which means they have won very big in the old Mysore region also, which are not predominantly, they are strongholds when it comes to the assembly election. But then you look at these couple of surveys that have come that say, 4 out of 5 people have said that we voted for BJP only because of the Prime Minister. Okay. Now, what happens in an assembly election is Karnataka votes very differently. It is, predominantly been either a Vocaliga CM or a Lingayat Chief Minister. It has either been that. And whichever community believes that somebody from their community is going to get the post of Chief Minister, they will go outright and back them. And BJP is trying to change that a little bit now, not be only dependent on the 17% Lingayat community, but also, bring in the others. Because BJP currently is a very Lingayat heavy party. That is one thing is there in Karnataka. They look for that en masse sweep of those votes which keep happening. But Congress, on the other hand, has got a vote share in every corner of the state, right, irrespective of everyone. They may be stronger here, weaker there, but a pan-Karnataka thing, which BJP needs to do very seriously going forward if they have to hit the majority mark. They're just falling short by, say, sometimes 10, sometimes 4. And this is happening because of this imbalance which is there in the vote share.
Correct. So very true, Vicky, when you said that there is a lot of imbalance when it comes to vote sharing for the BJP, but that will be something that the party would be thinking about and working on. And now one another major factor that we recently saw is that now BJP Central Command now again palling up with B.S. Yedurappa, and we saw that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi held his hand and greeted him very warmly during an event there in Karnataka. And then there were speculations that has BJP actually mended its ways, the way B.S. Yedurappa was ousted and Baswaraj Bomoy was brought in as the chief minister. So there was definitely there was a lot of politicking in the background, but has BJP learned its lesson, or do you feel that it is, bringing back Yedurappa, and he is a very tall figure for the BJP in the state? He has remained the chief minister for more than 5 to 6 odd years for the BJP. So he is a very, known face, a very loved face. And to be very honest, the biggest face for the BJP in the state of Karnataka. So now, how do you perceive this the strategy that BJP has now picked up, bringing in Yedurappa also? And what factor and to what amount will the Yedurappa factor be helping BJP in these elections?
See, number one point, see, Akash, I believe that, the thing is, one leader can't be at the helm forever. See, Yedurappa is aging now. Okay, it's not like he's got age on his side. He's old. So, there are certain limitations which are there. See, while it is important that, the thing is, every time what used to happen, BJP equals Yedurappa in Karnataka. That is what had started happening there. While they made that change, they were not able to nurture a second rung of leadership. Now, that is where the problem happened, actually. One, somebody, who can take the mantle forward and things like that. I mean, whether the BJP didn't do it or Yedurappa himself didn't do it, it's up for speculation. That is one. But there needs to be a second rung of leadership. And also, see, Akash, one more thing. It is not only important in the context of this one election, they need Yedurappa in 2024 also here. Okay, he is a big figure out there for the party, because 26 seats is a very big number to hold in one particular state. And Yedurappa does play a major factor in that also. The thing is, I thought that with Yedurappa, they need to, slowly, surely ensure that the second rung of leadership is, nurtured out there, one thing. Okay, nurtured out there. And only then, that proper, passing of the baton needs to happen. You can't just, just move him away so easily. Because again, BJP will also be aware of the fact that, just taking out this Congress Chief Minister Virendra Patil cost them all the Lingayat votes when Rajiv Gandhi came and very unceremoniously fired him. That community can get very angry if they see one of their leaders at this one. And 17% vote share is actually a decider, one thing. So while I say that, I think in the case of Yedurappa, yes, now it's back to dependence on him. There is no question of keeping him unhappy at any cost. That is one thing is there. They need him for some more time until they are able to properly nurture a second rung of leadership, which has not exactly happened in the BJP Karnataka.
Correct. Very true. And talking about, Yedurappa, one thing that is now very interesting in these, elections is that his son is also contesting these elections, B.Y. Vijendra. So how do you view him? Is he able, would he be able to carry that baton, as you talked about that what Yedurappa has done for so many years for the BJP, has, spearheaded the party in the state. Do we see that the same kind of a charisma from the young leader?
See, one thing I can tell you very confidently about B.Y. Vijendra is that, okay, let's see his electoral prowesses this time. That is, if he gets a ticket, it should ideally be from Shikaripur. And honestly speaking, there's nothing much for him to stress out there, because his father has built the constituency. It's easy. Right. There's no problem with that. He is actually very good at organizational skills, okay, at least what I know of him. He's very good at that. And what I've seen, the way he's working is, he's not only working in that North Karnataka belt, only focusing on the Lingayat vote. He's a lot to do here also in the old Mysore region, where, he's building up a base among Vokaligas and things like that. I wouldn't say that, this election he wins, he'll be made the CM or something. There's still a long way to go. Okay, that is one. Okay, so that is one thing. Is that, but then again, Akash, the ticket list is not yet been announced for the BJP. So we yet need to see, which seat is he going to get, or will he get a seat at all, and things like that. That is another thing. But yeah, currently on the look of it, a very hardworking person, very good at organizational skills and things like that. But there's still some time to go, before, you can declare him as a leader, because there are many others within the party who are also, eyeing for that post now.
Very true, Vicky. And like on a closing note, I just want to get your thoughts about the Congress party. So like the way that they are going this time around for the elections, they have not declared that CM candidate. And the fight is, of course, between, Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar. How do you view this? That both are very tall leaders in the Congress party. And at sometimes they have been at loggerheads. So what kind of chemistry do we see there for the Congress party? Because very honest, keeping 2024 Lok Sabha polls in mind, if BJP loses, Karnataka, then it's a big blow for them, because it is one of the most biggest states that BJP will be losing this year then.
Yeah. Now also one more thing, apart from a big state, it is going to be a direct loss against the Congress. Okay, so that is another headline for that particular thing which you asked about. And about the ticket clash, the post, this clash for the post of CM, there, it's very much there. There's no doubt about it at all. Okay, each one has started giving their statements. Very long back, DK Shivakumar, much before the campaign heat started, he said the CM will be decided by the Karnataka High Court only. So he had gone on to declare at that time. Yes, he's an aspirant. He's been in the party for long. There is also that feeling, that Siddaramaiah came from JDS and he got the CM's post pretty early. Just in a matter of 5 to 6 years. So DK has always been with the party. So that is one thing. So he also. But ultimately, what it is going to come down to is this final list of candidates. Now, which they come. And there is a strong fight between the two leaders on around 50 to 75 constituencies, where each one is trying to push their candidates. Because that is very evident from Siddaramaiah's statement, when he said that, ultimately it is the MLAs who will decide who becomes a CM. Right. And that is exactly what the High Command wants. And of course, it's not so easy also. There is, Parmeshwar also, who said, I'm also an aspirant. And there is MP Patil, who said, I'm also an aspirant. And ultimately, it will be a fight between the two. And it will be the MLAs who decide. So the ticket composition, how each one has managed, is what is going to, determine who will be the next Chief Minister of Congress, provided the Congress wins.
Exactly. So it is not going to be a cakewalk for the Congress party also, in terms of they have a lot of problems of their own, even if they win the elections, which we'll see as the time progresses. Well, on that note, thank you very much, Vicky, for joining me on Beyond the Headlines and sharing your insight about these very initial days of Karnataka elections, and we'll be covering even much more in depth moving forward. And thank you very much again, Vicky, for joining me.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.